Hello everyone, and welcome to DarksideRP's mod overview. Today's topic, shipbuilding and combat. First, let's address the elephant in the room. None of the new modular ships will exist on Darkside. This is for two main reasons. First, most of them weren't added to the dev kit until recently. Therefore, we just didn't have enough time to work on them. And secondly, we just don't like the way they look. So instead, we'll be sticking with the tried and true original ships: rafts, sloops, schooners, brigantines, and galleons. We've also given schooners, brigantines, and galleons some windowed planks for you to dabble with as well. And where do you build these ships? Well, at our brand new shipyards. These will be capable of building ships of all sizes. No more placing different size shipyards for different size ships. Now it's one shipyard to rule them all. Well, not just one, because there will be cosmetic variations for you to choose from. Moving on, by far the most commonly used ship in our previous season was the brigantine, and some of the creativity in the designs blew us away. However, one topic that most people could agree on was the hatred for building that box on the rear of your vessel to place the helm. No matter how well designed, you'd always find that one floor piece sticking through the hole. So we decided to make aft pieces a bit more seamless. Introducing aft castles. These will both have variations and additions, like the gun deck, for instance. Should you prefer to build your aft castle from scratch like the days of old, you are more than free to. Speaking of building, lightwood is making its return this season. For any newcomers, lightwood are extremely lightweight wood pieces that would allow you to build a proper ship without having to worry about the weight of your vessel. So build away and make her truly seaworthy. Sail skins are also making a return this season. These are simple skins that can be added to your sails to change them cosmetically. Make a large look like a medium, or have simple black sails which can be rendered in at maximum distance. Next up, improved paints. In Vanilla Atlas, the painting of your vessel left a lot to be desired, so we've overhauled this as well. Now, the items that previously refused to accept paint, such as railings, now do so properly. Oh, and we've adjusted the paint texture as well, so it no longer looks like watered down fruit juice. Let's hop over to something for our civilians now. Introducing the fishing attachments. These come in two forms: the fishing nets and the crab traps. The crab traps will take time to fill up, so drop them off at any location and return later to collect their bounty. Fishing nets can be used at any time, but keep in mind, the worse the weather, the rarer the catch. These are perfect for anyone who wants to roleplay a fisher out at sea, and it will supply some much needed resources for our cooking overhaul, but we'll save that for another video. The ships have also undergone an entire rework stat-wise. A lot of modifiers have been changed around, and we don't plan on releasing those changes. What we can tell you is we plan on altering the meta as the season progresses to keep everybody on their toes. We found that once a meta is discovered, everybody tends to shift to this cookie cutter ship design. This can make things rather boring combat-wise, so expect the meta to be shifted by us a lot throughout 5.0. The meta protection that we mentioned in the building video will also apply to ship parts as well. No displayed health, no nameplates, no meta. No longer will people just know that you're the pirates they've been looking for and try to attack or arrest you. But I'm sure you're wondering, how will the bosuns repair the ship if they don't know what's damaged? Simple. Introducing the battle hammer. This nifty little item acts just like a repair hammer, but it has a simple UI to display the health of whatever you're looking at. Next up are the bowsprit changes. Bowsprit options are now baked right into your ship's radial menu. Choose what you'd like your bowsprit to look like, then lock it in. Want to add a figurehead? No problem. Pick up one at your local free port and add it to your ship like you normally would. Oh, and you might want to be careful when coming into harbor now. We've added collision to the bowsprit. Farsight is also making its return. Once again, for any newcomers, this is actually one of the first mods developed on Darkside. This allows you to see any ship on the waters in your grid, no matter the distance. You'll be able to tell the size of the vessel and its heading. So now you'll actually have a reason to sit in the crow's nest with your eyes on the horizon. Moving on to weapons. Let's first talk harpoons. Previously, launching a harpoon meant both ships coming into this awkward immediate standstill. This killed any flow of combat and, well, everybody hated it. So now harpoons will instead attach you to a ship properly, which will allow you to either reel them in or slow them down. We've also added 2 new ammunition types this go around. First up is the large chain shot for, you guessed it, the large cannons. Since you can't swivel the large cannons from left to right, it makes landing this particular shot difficult. But should you manage to find purchase on the enemy sails, they will most certainly feel it. Now to discuss the heated shot. This will be a very high risk, high reward type of ammunition. Upon impact, it will ignite the immediate area surrounding it and cause additional damage. To obtain a heated shot, you'll first need to manually load cannonballs into the cannonball heater. Once it's heated, you'll have a very limited time to shoot the ammunition. Otherwise, the ball will cool down and become a deformed cannonball, which will instead deal less damage than a basic shot would have. Fire damage has undergone a significant change as well. Previously, setting an area or even an enemy combatant alight meant certain death due to the intensity of the damage. Standing in fire is by all means still bad. However, we've adjusted the numbers to allow you some breathing room to stay alive and stay in the battle. Now to talk about what is likely the most jarring change to ships, and that is the sail limit. Galleons will now have a maximum of 4 large sails instead of 6, and brigantines will have a maximum of 2 instead of 3. Why? Well, due to the calculations that the sails have to make for wind, speed, direction, weight of the vessel, etc., etc., we actually found it to be the largest culprit of lag, both to the client and the server. So we've adjusted the values for the sails to make it feel like nothing has changed. This will greatly improve client and server performance across the board. Now, I know what you're thinking, and it's probably exactly what we were thinking too. The ships might look awkward with fewer sails, and that's why we added the flying jibs. These are purely cosmetic sails which do no calculations and are fully paintable. They'll open and close with the rest of your sails and make your vessel look a bit more proper. The last change we'd like to talk about is one of the most requested items from our last season, the CIV Galleon. This is identical to a normal galleon except for 2 major changes. First, no cannons can be placed on it. That's right, it's a civilian galleon. Second, the item placement limit has been heavily increased. Now you'll be able to build that floating tavern, mobile refinery, or have a traveling show. Oh, and one last thing before we go. Falling off of a ship due to it being slippery is a thing of the past. We've corrected that meshing issue on every placeable item on a ship. And that will wrap up this mod overview. Make sure to sign up at DarksideRP.net, and we'll see you soon.